I'm here today to talk to you about what are the advantages and also the disadvantages of choosing a career in academic ophthalmology. Now, firstly, all those youngsters, let's take a moment to congratulate ourselves. You guys should be proud because you're already an ophthalmologist. Now, when we say academics, most of us do not really understand what it is all about. What is academic medicine? So, if we look at the word academic medicine, it means that it's not only patients and surgeries you are doing day in and day out, you are doing more than just the patient care. So, patient care is just a part of your job. So it is indeed a loosely defined term which describes the branch of medicine pursued by doctors who engage in a variety of scholarly activities. Now the question is what these activities are. It involves the capacity to think, study, research, discover, evaluate, innovate, teach, learn, and more important, to improve. No one role is identical. Nobody in the academic setting knows how much attention to pay on each of these roles. And generally, most of the academic institutes, you will find the clinicians juggling with these responsibilities because they are a part of your job. You cannot say that, well, I don't like teaching, so I'm not going to wake up at 6:30 in the morning to take a morning class. No, that's a part of your job, so you got to follow it. This variety is something which might be attracting some of the people, while on the other hand, this is something which might be dissuading some of the people because I don't want to do so many things. I just want to concentrate on surgeries. Then academic career is not for you. So what is the current scenario for most of the youngsters? I assume we have the crowd here which is graduated from the medical school, gone through the rotations, kind of settled, are settling down in ophthalmology, and maybe already completed the fellowship, or at least you know which direction you are following. And now you want to decide, what should I do? Vidushi has given you a beautiful overview of pros and cons of various options which are available to you. Now let me compare a private career with an academic career because these are the two broad categories which comes to anybody's mind. Always remember that there is nothing like 100% things in any, there is no career which is absolutely good or which is absolutely bad. Both these sides would have some advantages and some disadvantages. The first and the foremost thing is just sit quietly and think about it. What do you want to do in life? Because that is the most important thing at the end of your career. What do you want? Is it only the money? Is it a big car? Is it a private jet? Is it something? Or I just want a big name, I want to be known, or I just want to serve the poor patients. Just think, it may be different for everybody and there is no shame in following your heart. Just think what you want to do. And it is again very important because whatever path you decide to take, it is going to take most of your lives. So out of 24 hours, we almost spend about 10 to 12 hours at our workplace, whatever workplace we choose. So it is very important you choose the workplace where you want to spend most of your waking hours. Why should I go to work at a place where somebody is bossing around all the time and I don't like working there? Don't do that to your lives. Private practice has a distinct advantage, especially if you are in a solo practice and not in the target-driven corporate sector. You have a freedom to do what you want. You are the boss, you are the leader, you can dictate terms. Okay, today I want to set a pace, I want to see only 10 patients, I want to do. You have the advantage. You have the financial rewards that are extremely good. It's a very good business model. So, does academic career offer any advantage? Yes, it does offer some of the advantages which you don't get in majority of the private practices. And one of the major advantages, you are never alone. You are always surrounded by the people who are intellectual, who may be smarter than you. And it's a kind of a teamwork. You have people with different expertise who are interdependent on each other, and 1 and 1 make 11. So if I have a complication, I have somebody looking after the person. If somebody has a problem, you can all put your mind together and solve it together. Whether it is a complicated case or the case which you have somehow complicated, both ways, you always have people helping out a hand with you, because they are not competing with you, because they are not going to ruin your reputation. They are not going to tell the patient, look, that doctor was not good, I'm better than you. That's not going to happen, because there is no vested interest out there. There are many opportunities to teach residents and fellows every day. So every day you learn everything new. In the sense, even like I'm a VR surgeon, even when you are doing surgeries, I know when making the incision for vitrectomy where 3.5 is. But still, I have to put caliper every day, because my fellow learning from me may not learn it wrong way. So you have to follow the good clinical practice, because there are people watching you all the time. So that keeps you on the move always. If you wish not to do routine surgeries, cataract surgery, but you get the kick out of solving the problems which others are not able to solve, then academic career is definitely for you, because you get referrals from all across. You get to see patients which others have not been able to sort out. And when you find the answers, or when you perform that surgery, that could be really, really satisfying. In private practice, on the contrary, though you have definitely much better financial gain, you have the freedom to do what you want. Sometimes because of the sheer competition, you could feel isolated. And so, if at the end of the day your satisfaction is derived from the intellectual pursuits and academic challenges, maybe academic career is a good option for you. In the beginning, it also gives you a lot of stability, because the patients generally walk into the institutes. They do come to the individuals, but even if you are a beginner, you would have enough patients. So you don't have to go out and solicit to get patients for you. You don't have to pay people, or you don't have to, get into any of those things till the time you make a name for yourself, when the patients will automatically come to you. So majority of the patient will be in the hospital, so you are already have a patient base from the day you join or you start working. In the private, however, as I said, you have to get the patients and you have to attract, and as Vidushi mentioned, you have to advertise, you have to let people know that you exist. But sometimes the advertisement may not be in a good taste, like giving a gas free along with LASIK surgery, or doing one eye free along with other. So if you want a stable patient base and would like to utilize your time not searching for the patient, but doing research, trying to find out modalities, trying to patent your technologies which you develop, and getting more intellectual pursuits rather than developing the methods to bring the patients to your clinic, then academic practice is definitely for you. But you also have to understand you do not need a lot of financial capital in the beginning of your career, because the institute you walk into will take care of all the logistics for you, including the insurance and everything would be taken care of. So today, if you want to start a solo practice, you have to compete, so you have to invest in the technology. And the technology is moving so fast that whatever you buy today becomes irrelevant within a year. So if you are, not willing to spend too much and you don't want to work for somebody else in a corporate sector or under somebody, you want to be your own boss, then again, academic is a good choice. So, coming to the end, what are the key advantages of an academic career to me? Patients you see every day are different and challenging. I don't remember doing a simple macular hole surgery since last so many years because we don't see macular holes. So every patient you see, you have to apply your mind, you have to see what it is, what it can be done. You are surrounded by bright, young, smart people all the time who are constantly questioning your wisdom. So you can't just say, okay, this is the way I do, this is right. No, you have to do the real right way because people are not fooled. You are surrounded by the intelligent residents all the time. So you have to be on your toes all the time because they ask you questions, they want answers. You got to lead them. So as a clinician scientist, one can explore many research ideas, both from the bench to bedside and from bedside to bench. The example is, from bench, you have done a research, you can take it to the clinic, or you have a challenge, patient, you want to find the answer, you can do vice versa, do a research on that topic. You have the ability to work with the top of the line equipment because government gets it for you, or whatever the private institute gets it for you. And you can spend more dedicated time to attend meetings or pursue your lab work because there are people who are looking after your patients all the time. It's not that you are traveling to US for 10 days and your patients have no backup for 10 days. You have colleagues, you have people around you. Your clinics will run smoothly even in your absence. There are disadvantages though. There are clear salary differences. There is no scope for mediocrity. And being a mediocre in the academic setup could be very, very painful because people around you are moving very fast. So if you are a little bit lazy or mediocre, you automatically lag behind and your students are very smart. They understand, who is moving faster, who is moving slowly. So they always throng along the person who is more prominent. So there is no scope for mediocrity or being a little bit laid back when you are in an academic institute. There are pressures to secure funding, do research, and you have to be on your toes. Getting funding is becoming more and more difficult, so you have to compete with the best to get the funding because there is this dictum that you got to publish, otherwise you do perish. At the end, whatever path that you take, whether that path leads you to the academics or to the private practice, it really does not matter. There is no good or bad. Both are equally good. The final outcome should be practicing the art and science of ophthalmology to the best of your ability, whichever way you practice. Thank you so much for your patience.